Hello there. Today's Wednesday, May the 2nd, 2018. I'm down here in the garden. Finally got everything cleaned up. I'm ready to try and cut it to get ready to plant some stuff. Thought I'd bring everybody along with me. So come on, let's see what all we can find. In fact, I've got some stuff growing down here that I didn't even know I had. I'll show you that in a little while. So let's see if we can get this tractor going. See if we can't get some stuff ready to plant in. Today's Mother's Day 2018. My daughter and them's down here. I thought we'd harvest a few onions for them to take back home with them. So come on along, we'll see if we can't dig a few onions up for them to carry home. Today's May the 4th, 2018. Like I said in the last video, I finally got this laid out, got the garden in pretty good shape, ready to make the rows up. I even got to plant some tomatoes that I showed you in the last video. I'm going to take this tractor right here and try to lay me off some rows and get them ready to plant. So come on along with me, see if I can't bring you with us. Well, I got the rows laid off. All we're going to do is drop these about every 3 to 4 foot. I'm going to spread them out a little bit this year. Plenty of room. Only got 100 plants. So I'm gonna drop them out here. It's supposed to start raining like 1 tomorrow. And rain like crazy. I'm not putting no water down, no fertilizer, no nothing, because I don't have time to do it. I can go back and put the fertilizer on. And I won't burn them up if I don't put none down when I first plant them. Roots will have time to take off, get going good, then I'll sock some fertilizer to them. Right now I'm just gonna stick them in the ground.
And I carry a bunch to neighbors and friends and stuff.
You didn't tell me I was live. That wasn't very nice of him. I'm typing and I'm frozen.
I see that.
We're going to have fun again tonight. He's over here biting his fingers because I'm frozen. You can still hear me. There we go. You want it back in slow mode? We can do that, sweetie. I will do that. Okay. Folks, we're in slow mode again. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Great week last week. Our guest tonight is Pickerick1, a.k.a. Ricky. Gosh, has a huge garden. I love to watch him garden. I've watched some of his older ones. Oh, there I look like a.
That doesn't look good.
I really looked.
Let's just get Rick introduced here.
I think I look related to Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen right there. Speaking of which, I just heard. Yeah, take me off of there, Daryl. Speaking of which, I just got a message not long ago. Take me off of there, please.
I am. I'm working on it.
From Jerry Milton, also known as My Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen. And her father had a massive heart attack last night and passed away. So if some prayers could be sent out to her and her family, it would be greatly appreciated. She's just a sweetheart. And still saying prayers for Elk and Anchor Homestead. They lost one of their twins. And my understanding, she's going to carry both of them to term because the second one is doing fine. So, pray that everything happens the way God meant it to be. So, with that being said, we have a young man that had a haircut today and got all spiffed up and haircut, and he still has that baseball cap on.
I do.
You do.
Right on.
Make sure your questions are in all caps. Going to have a fun night tonight. We have some great giveaway again, thanks to MK Lone Star Handcrafted. And we also have a discount code for everyone in the chat that she is offering for her website. So let's get this ball rolling. And they just won't see me. They can hear me.
Right now, we just have Rick on the screen.
Well, Rick on the screen is just fine. There he is.
But do you want to talk any more about this discount code? And we'll do this 3 or 4 times.
Okay, we can do this 3 or 4 times. And yeah, Joanna MK does live just down the street from you, I think, and Carrie also lives just down the street from you. MK has a soap, car fresheners, and wax melts on her website.
Candles.
And candles. Oh, gosh, are those candles wonderful. And thank you, Spicy. And tonight's special, right there it is, 15% off your entire purchase for all viewers tonight through the 17th. And there's the code. And I think that's very sweet of her. It's just she's a sweetheart.
Okay, your discount code is 2Family Homestead Rocks. We did not create that.
Yeah. Yep.
But for everybody in the stream here, you go to her website, you get 15% off, and the shipping is free. If it goes out of the country, if it is out of the United States, continental United States, she can send it, but there has to be an additional billing.
Right. Oh, yes.
Okay. But, hey, 15% off for everybody that's in here. So.
Yeah, hey. Discount's a discount.
You betcha. Mm-hmm. All right.
So let's go on with Rick and his nicely fresh dew that he has. And I don't see the Bones person behind him. Did you move it?
I did move Bonita out of the way.
Bonita.
She was Halloween.
Well, you could have put her wig on and, could have been for Valentine's Day or something.
I have a wig over here. It's blue for her. I do.
Well, I know. I've seen her on it. Seen it on her.
I see everybody saying hello, but it's so many people. All I can do is say hello to everybody.
And we just put it back on slow mode, so this is slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So questions in all caps. If I don't catch them, our moderators will.
I saw one.
Did you? Go ahead and answer.
Googler asked, which is Nate, my friend, I've known him forever, asked, why did Rick grow his hair long?
Oh, I did see that.
I had been completely trimmed down, slicked for years and years and years, and we were talking about it in a live stream one day. Wonder what I would look like with my hair growing out. And I said, I don't know, I may grow it out. And all through the chat come, no, 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 yes, 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 no, no, no. So they took a vote on it. It was like 15 to 14, grow your hair out long. So here I am almost 4 months later with long hair.
So does it make you feel younger again, like a kid again? Did you have long hair when you were a kid?
Yes, I had long hair when I was a kid, and I grew it out one time in my 20s, but not since.
Were you also in a band and stuff like that, or?
A little bit. We played guitar, yeah, and stuff for a while. Sure did.
Do you still play guitar?
A little bit. Yeah. I got one back here, electric guitar in the other room, but I just play with it,
Oh.
Christy says, man bun. Tell the truth, Rick.
She wants me to get it long enough to put in a man bun. She wants to see what it looks like.
I don't understand this man bun thing.
So, Daryl, did you have long hair when you were young?
I did.
I have pictures to prove it.
Yeah, I had.
That you actually had hair.
Yes, I did. I actually had hair.
I still want him to grow a ponytail. He won't do it.
Well, that's because it all fell off the top.
Well, that's why I think you should, because you have hair in back, let it grow back.
No, I think it really looks silly when you're kind of smooth on top and.
I don't think so. Put it in a braid. I think that'd be cool. And grow your beard out. You could really play Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, because you can wear the hat.
Well, yeah, and you got all the other similarities.
Well, thank you.
Anytime.
I think he'd make a great Santa.
I think so too. cornrows. On Rick, DIY Dave?
Oh, no, they're voting on man buns now.
Yeah. See, Rosanna thinks you'd make a good Santa also.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know about you people out there. So, Rick.
We're all demented. What can I say? We just don't say it out loud. Well, we're all friends, right?
Exactly.
So, Rick, you've been on YouTube for a day or two.
Yes, I have been here. I'm being bedded in it, I think.
And I know that I'm just going to throw a little piece of trivia out here. So this is prior to trivia questions. We have a moderator in the chat that was an early subscriber of Rick's, who's actually been around, I believe, a bit longer than Rick has on YouTube. And
Sky.
So, and that would be happen to be a young fellow by the name of Brad. I think he's living in Texas now. So, BC Truck, say hello, wave your hand.
I've known Brad for a long time. We've carried on, joked. I love his videos. The stuff he does is incredible.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
Once he gets settled in, I'm gonna try again to get him on the show here.
Hey, Brad.
So, real nice fella. Be sure you check out his channel, his stuff. All of our moderators, they do a fantastic job. We certainly appreciate them.
Sure do. Rick, Farmer Alarm's asking, what's your favorite thing to grow?
Tomatoes.
How did I know?
It's only because I love them. I love tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise. Fry them any way you want to do them. But
yep.
I love tomatoes. I love them.
Yep. Yeah, I could. Yeah, mayo and tomatoes. Yeah, I could live on that all summer.
I could too.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as fresh tomatoes are gone, that's it. I'm done with them.
Or in the mornings with breakfast, slice up some on the side of the plate. Oh my God!
I put them in my cottage cheese.
I haven't tried that, but I might.
Oh yeah, that's the way my kids grew up. Yeah, either cucumber or tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Yep. No on the man bun. Sky wants to bring back Bo Derek and 10. Yeah, like who looks like Bo Derek and 10? Wheat Tree called me sick and demented and twisted. Ooh, tomato and sausage biscuits. That sounds good. Are you making them? When should we be down, Mississippi Gulf? How can you not like tomatoes? I just don't believe that. Oh, Miracle Whip? No, Daryl's the Miracle Whip person. I'm the mayo person. Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Too sweet for me, the Miracle Whip.
Yeah, I put Miracle Whip in like potato salad, macaroni salad. But yeah, I don't put it on my sandwiches. Oh God, Life with Linda. Have you looked at some of those people that was like that 20, 30 years ago? There's no way that they'd be able to do a movie like that when they were supposedly tens back then. Oh, what brand of mayo?
I use Duke.
I was going to say, I know a lot of Southerners I've heard use Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had it, so. Oh, Joanna, that sounds wonderful. We are doing a Homestead cookbook. Could I put that in the cookbook, the recipe? That would be awesome. Grilled cheese with tomatoes? Oh, man, you people are making me hungry again. Yeah, DIY Dave, I'm with you on that one. You put me back on the screen, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I think I have the camera working now. That's why I put you back on the screen.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So, Rick, we were talking just a little bit earlier, and you told us that you grow more than what you can consume.
Yes, every year.
And so you have a little farm stand. Yeah. I guess you might call it that. Do you also do canning and preserving and dehydrating and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do a lot of canning, especially green beans and that kind of stuff in canning. I got a moth in here too, I'm about to kill. And got him, by God. Pulled him out of air too. Do a lot of canning of green beans, mostly freeze my corn, flash freeze and stuff like peppers and stuff, and put that in there so I can just pull them out one at a time during the winter months and stuff to use. Freeze and can everything I can, but mostly can green beans, potatoes, and stuff like that.
Well, obviously, you have a lot of videos, and I really didn't see too many as far as canning or things like that. You know, it shows you starting the garden and getting the field ready and doing a little bit of harvesting, but not a whole lot. So, are you going to do a little bit more of that this year?
Yeah, probably so. If you go back to the early ones, I actually do planting and all that stuff all through it, but I never really hadn't done any much inside canning till recently. I did some cooking and stuff, so I don't see why. In my mind, I couldn't film inside because I'm a gardener, but I've recently learned that that's not true. You can film anywhere you want to, about anything you want to. It doesn't have to be just that specific thing. So I'll probably do some more inside stuff.
Well,
too.
great. I'm sure everybody would like to see that, because you just put a little different spin on it, a little different perspective.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do you also do things like, what do they call it, the fermenting, make kombucha? And
I drink it, but I've never made any. I'd like to try it.
do you have fruit trees on your property?
I have one apple tree left. The storm tore down everything but one apple tree.
Yeah, let's talk about the storms for a little bit. You have had damage for the past 2 years that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not been real light damage. You've had a fair amount, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the first one during the hurricane took down about 12 trees all through my driveway, knocked me out of power. Basically, you couldn't get out till you had to cut your way out to get out of here.
Wow.
And I thought we had taken care of it. We had a guy getting ready to come in and do it. And then this last windstorm we had with all this rain took trees down that went to my left, took them down to the right this time, and laid them back over them, and just made another mess. Happened twice. Unbelievable.
Farm to Table is asking, what do you do with the things you grow?
Most of it, I try to can and put up what I can to eat, but it's so much. I grow so much because the garden's so big that I usually put up a stand out front, right on the road. I live on a little country road. It's about 5 or 6 elderly folks' homes down the road from me, and people coming in back and forth with that stop and get that stuff like crazy. I give it away, sell it, carry it to people I know, family and friends. All my kids come get it. I just raise as much as I can to give away or do what I can as much with it. You know. Well, I sell a little bit, but not much. Well, mostly give it away.
That's pretty nice. It's very nice of you to do that. So, do you grow stuff you don't like just to grow it?
Primarily not, because I can't put my heart in it. I mean, I do some peppers and stuff like that once in a while, but I love tomatoes. I love green beans, squash. I grow primarily. I love everything, basically. But if I don't like it, I'm probably not going to grow it.
Rick, aside from the state of confusion, what state do you live in?
North Carolina.
There you go.
And confusion.
Yeah, well, that's why I said aside from that. See, I already knew that. Oh, and Sapper Garden. There's his new channel. So glad he's back. Isayon's Family Garden. Am I saying that right? And the Googler saying, I'm still waiting on some of those peppers you grow, Rick.
Yeah, he's talking about the seeds, I think.
The seeds of those very hot, ungodly peppers from last year.
Carolina Reapers.
Yeah. I don't do spicy. Now, I do grow some hot peppers because our oldest grandson loves hot and spicy, so I make salsa just for him. And it's all gone. So I need to grow some more this spring.
Well, BC Truck is asking if you like Roma tomatoes.
I do. I grew them one year and made a bunch of sauce out of them for tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce and stuff. Salsa. But I hadn't did it in a few years. He just sparked an interest in it. I might try to grow some Romas this year.
I noticed now granted, the clip that I got was from a few years ago, but do you buy your plants pre-started, or are you starting them from seeds now, or do you have a little greenhouse, a portable greenhouse, or give us your rundown on how you go through the year.
Basically, I grow everything I can from seed because it's so much more economical. And I had a greenhouse. The snow's tore it down. I haven't got one back. But my neighbors, I live in North Carolina. It's all farms everywhere. Everybody I know is just about on a farm. And my friend's a mile from me. He's got a commercial greenhouse where they grow their vegetable plants in a little small part in the front of it. I can just go over and set a couple of trays in it and seeds, and they'll be up and growing in no time.
Yeah, just use theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question. Have the neighbors ever seen you come in and close the door because of the bounty you bring?
No, I don't think so.
Goodness. So anything, what's on your bucket list as far as growing? Do you have something that I've always wanted to try this, but I just...
Yeah, there's a couple of these new super hots that's out. We was talking about that Carolina Reaper. It's just a novelty. You don't really use it. That's one thing I grow that I don't really eat. You know what I mean? It's just too hot. We eat them on a live stream show or something like that, or send them to somebody to try. But you don't really use them that much, really. But there's a new ones that's come out, like these boot jalokias, and some of these really super hots. It's 2 or 3 million on a Scoville scale that just, you can't even put it in your mouth. It's so hot. I'd love to try to grow some of those new strains that's coming out on hot peppers. But in the vegetable line, I can't think of too much stuff that I hadn't tried. I grow eggplant once in a while, but I don't really like it either. Now that I think about it.
Is all of your garden in ground, or do you have some raised beds somewhere?
It's all in ground. Every bit of it.
I have a question here. Homesteading the hard way. Which part of North Carolina? They're in the eastern part.
It's right in the top, right dead center. Rockingham County. I'll tell you exactly where it's at. I saw Rhonda say she was from Boone a minute ago. And
well, I see Moser Boy is in Franklin County.
Yeah, that's not very far either. Not too far. A couple hours maybe.
Yeah, our backyard says pepper spray with Carolinas. That's death spray.
I use them for that too, to make pepper spray out of for my plants to keep from using poison on them. You know.
Oh, that's an idea. Never thought about doing that.
Do you have a problem where you're at with fire ants?
No, but people have asked me over the last several years, about these fire ants coming in. I don't remember ever seeing any. I mean, maybe I'm just not paying attention, but I don't really ever see any fire ants that I'm aware of. Thank you, Skeeter. Skeeter said, "Rip Scooby." My dog died a week or two ago.
I was surprised to see that.
Yeah. He was only like 8.
That was back in December?
I think so, yeah.
Because my shadow passed away in December.
I remember that.
Bad month for dogs.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I know. Scooby wasn't that old. See, Shadow was 15.
Yeah,
Eggplant
actually,
lasagna. That sounds good,
just
Rosalie.
a little tidbit here. The first video you published on YouTube was of Scooby, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that you've had him for a while and always treated him like a kid, I guess.
Yeah, he was my baby boy. All the kids have been grown and gone for years now. And he was my buddy.
Yep. Sort of lost without him, I'm sure.
I see our backyard is offering you one because it's being bad.
Well, I'm going to go to the shelter and get me another one about a year, 8 months old. Not a puppy, but not quite grown. Kind of like I did Scooby, and I'm going to adopt one from a shelter here.
That's a nice way to do it.
Rick, do you do any hunting?
I used to all the time. I used to hunt deer and rabbits, squirrels, all that stuff. But in the last 5 or 6 years, my neighbors hunt so much, they bring me more than I could eat. I actually do more shooting them with a camera, taking pictures of them there, than I do hunting. I don't really hunt much anymore at all. I mean,
how about, do you do any fishing?
Yeah, do some fishing in the springtime. Ponds around here everywhere. Sure do. Crappie, fill up a freezer with some crappie to eat.
Oh, those are good. Haven't had those in a long time.
Absolutely.
Farmer Alarm is asking, do you have any livestock?
I had chickens, but something got in and killed them. I got to put some more chickens in my lot down there.
Cool.
I had honeybees, I raised honeybees for years, and this last year or two, it's been so tough, I hadn't been able to keep them alive. I don't know what I'm going to do. I had 12 hives, and in 2 years' time, I lost them all.
Wow. Daryl, it's 9:23. Well,
9:23.
why don't we do a trivia?
We could do a trivia.
Let's do a trivia.
All right, let me get this queued up here.
Well, hi folks, it's trivia time again, and we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, if there's anybody new in here this evening, we always have a couple trivia questions and have a couple prizes for people to get. And for tonight, MK Lone Star Handcrafted has donated the prizes, and they are car freshies. So if you are fortunate enough to answer the question correctly in the chat window, and you'll see the chat on the screen, that is the official window, because your chat window may be in a different order. It probably is. It's that way for everybody, so it's not just yours. It's that way for everybody. So this is the official chat window. And
trust me, folks, these things smell wonderful. I have a crown and a butterfly, and I think mine are lavender, maybe. I'd have to get behind me and see what scent they were. But, they're nice.
okay. So if we don't have any questions about any of that, you'll have to send us an email to familyhomestead@gmail.com. And we have a trivia question here that I think is going to take you all a while to dig up. I doubt very much if anybody's going to know this, but we'll see. We will see. If you're ready. One of the prizes in Pickerick1's 600 subscriber appreciation 1-year anniversary contest giveaway was bullets. This was held in 2014. What was the brand name of the bullets? Who made the bullets that he gave away?
Nope. Spicy beer.
Spicy white beer. The first one up, Winchester.
Very good, TJ.
Yes, he actually gave away 300 22 long rifle bullets. 2 100 packs went to one of the winners, and 1 100 pack went to another winner. And back at that time, 22s were a little hard to come by.
That's why I did it.
So,
Just so no Nightbot cares said they're new, so they don't know. When we do our trivias, we normally do at least 2 trivias with our guest on Monday evening. The trivias are about the guest. The first 2 trivias are about the guest. So and we advertise the prior weekend about who we're having, and we even mention, like tonight, we'll mention next week our guest is not a farm girl, a homestead adventure. So we advertise, we put in their little promos. So a lot of it is up to the people to go check out their videos and see what sort of, little hints and tidbits they can find out. And that's where we pull the questions from, or we ask the guests themselves for the trivia questions. So,
And generally, these answers are easily searchable if you go back into their channel, go into their videos. It was like if you read the question on this, I pretty much gave you the name of the video. Pickerick 600 subscriber appreciation 1-year anniversary contest giveaway. And within 30 seconds in, I think, I might even say on the title something about bullets, but that's something a little odd because to give bullets away is, yeah, it says long rifle. So
I'd be afraid to do that now. I probably would be.
Oh, I agree with you, Rick. I certainly do. Let me get a couple other things ready here. All right. Folks, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to open up the phone line if you'd like to call in and talk with Rick. Ask him questions directly. Wish him well. Or anything else. It's your nickel. I can take one caller at a time. If the phone is busy with somebody else, obviously, if you're calling, I just have to refuse that call. So you just have to try again. But right now, the phone is open.
Deanne, take Grizz's phone.
Oh, Brad, your channel would be taken off immediately if you tried that now.
Yeah.
Nothing about a racist homophobe, man. Your channel would be gone.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. But it just goes to show how much things have changed.
If you sneeze wrong, you're in trouble. Oh. Hey, Sherry. Sherry, I was looking through, I have a cookbook that I hand wrote, gosh, let's see, my daughter is, well, it's over 30 years old, let's just put it that way. But one of the recipes I found in there were tea cakes. I was going to send it to you today. I about died when I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, who wants to talk to Rick?
Okay, Rick, the Red Shed is asking, do you homestead by yourself or with family?
I usually, I'm here by myself doing it, but I have family that comes helps me. My grandkids help me. They're in a lot of my videos, the grandkids are.
Yep.
Probably out of the first couple of 100 videos, they're probably in 75 or 80 of them.
Daryl, if somebody calls, no, Yorkshire George. In fact, we had homesteading the Highlands, and she's from Scotland, and she called in 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
So if you, it's a Skype number. There is no charge, correct?
Well, no, it's according to their plan.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, Yorkshire George said if I rang, it would be a bill to pay. No, I don't think so.
Hello, this is Daryl. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Daryl.
All right.
I know that voice.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, guys. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a joy seeing you on the screen. I get a chance to catch some of your lives and videos now and then. There's so many channels to watch.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
With your gardening, do you think you're going to be growing any broccoli, cauliflower, or cabbage?
Yeah, broccoli for sure. I don't know about the cauliflower and cabbage. Maybe a little bit of cabbage, but probably not any cauliflower. I don't like it, so I don't really ever grow it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you're not going to grow it. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only reason I do for the other two is the cauliflower for cauliflower crust pizza, and I'm just starting to make my own kimchi for with the cabbage.
I'd like to have some of that kimchi. That stuff's good for you.
Yeah, but if you grow cauliflower, you can use that, make a hot pickling spice, and make that gardenia mix. Is that what it's called? That you buy in the store. It has the peppers and cauliflower.
It's a place to use up his hot peppers.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me try that then.
Yeah.
What's a few more plants?
Exactly. With as much land as you have.
How big is your garden, Rick?
It's maybe an acre and a half, something like that.
Nice.
And I've got 2 here and 1 more down the road that you hardly ever see.
Oh, wow.
So it's probably close to a couple of acres, 2.5, something like that.
So then the Googler asked about how many acres do you have? About 10, right?
Yeah,
10 total,
about 10
and
acres.
then you have the garden. Okay, cool.
Well, it's good to hear, talk to you. You guys are always a thrill a minute to watch.
Well,
Thank
you,
you,
Stephen.
Stephen.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks for all the fun, Rick, and you have a great and blessed night.
You too. Thank you, Steve.
Take care, Stephen.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care.
Kathleen is asking, Rick, what are your favorite tomato varieties, and do you grow okra?
I do grow okra. In fact, the okra that I'm growing right now is the 7th or 8th generation. I have to look on the bag. I write it down every year.
He lives in the South. Of course he grows okra.
And I do love it fried. That's the only way I can eat it. It's fried.
Well, thank you.
But my main tomatoes is German Johnson Heirloom. They just have a taste that's out of this world.
Never
And if
heard
you're
of
in
those.
this part of the South, you're going to grow German Johnsons because they're going to demand that you do if other people get them. And Big Beef. I grow Big Beef. It's a hybrid, but they are so beautiful, and they still have that, good homegrown taste to them. So that's generally the 2 I grow. Unless I'm going to make tomato paste or something like you're talking about with aromas,
Right.
then I'll throw in some more.
Now, the first one you said, do you have the seeds? Do you start them, or do you have to buy the seeds for those?
I usually buy them every year.
I've never heard of those up
I
here.
lost mine last year.
I've never heard of those up here. I may have to message you and get that name again and look for them.
Okay, Judy Bond is asking, what do you do with the rest of your property?
It's mostly in woods. I've got a daughter that's got a house built right back here behind me where I live. And I've got another house in the front. But other than that, it's just all in woods.
And Country Homestead Country Homestead Preacher is, have you ever grown Brussels? I'm guessing
No,
Brussels
I've tried
sprouts.
them once or twice. I never had any luck being able to grow Brussels sprouts.
Oh, Brad is asking, if Rick came out and saw a fat guy with tomato juice up to his elbows in his garden, would you shoot him or just walk away and pretend it never happened? He's asking for a friend.
I would hose him down first so we wouldn't be so messy the next time he started eating. He'd have a clean start because there's plenty of tomatoes. Big old guy can eat all he wants down there and be fine.
Goodness gracious. That's too funny.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, let's see. Trying to keep up with what's going on here. Out of all the places you ate, Rick, what's your favorite? What's your favorite place to eat?
This is Daryl. Please hold.
The Red Lobster was pretty good, I have to be honest with you. Out of all of them I've eaten, the Red Lobster was pretty good, but the what was the name of that?
I was going to say, it looked like you enjoyed the Outback that one day.
That was the desserts drove me insane there. I couldn't get away from it.
Okay, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Common Sense.
Common Sense.
Hello.
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 My question for Rick is, if you could only grow one thing in your garden forever, what would it be?
Oh, that would be hard because I really like tomatoes, but you need something with some, probably corn and tomatoes. I'm gonna stick with tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Just tomatoes.
And when it comes to your garden, do you only use heirloom or non-GMO, or does it matter?
Yeah, it matters. I primarily only use all the heirloom seeds I can. If I need to grow something, I might use a hybrid, but that's not even, but no GMOs, no
Right.
pesticides, any of that. I stay away from it. I stopped doing that close to 4 years ago. Stay away from all that stuff.
Glad to hear it. And that's all questions I had. Enjoy sharing Daryl's show, and I'll keep watching.
Thank you.
You guys have a good evening.
You have a great evening.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we don't spray anything on our garden at all.
Well, we've used some diatomaceous earth from time
Well,
to time.
that's food grade. There's nothing wrong with that.
But
yeah,
no, we
don't.
No insecticides
nope.
or
nothing GMO. Nope.
Me either. And I use like if my blight starts to get on my tomato plants or something. When you go to a store, the organic copper is right beside the other stuff. You can just pick it up.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
It's right there beside it.
Yep.
It's simple.
Judy Bond is asking, are you ever going to clear out any more of your woods?
I've thought about it, especially back here behind me, and doing something, but I don't have anything to do with it if I clear it out. I could put it in pasture or something, maybe put some goats on it, but maybe. I don't know.
Do you have a desire to get some livestock?
Yeah, a little bit. I have enough room in front of my garden down there. I've got a little barn where I used to have a couple of things like that around. I used to raise hogs down there, so I could still fence it in and put some goats and stuff down there near the barn.
Cool. BC Truck, do you have any secrets to keep horned worms away?
No, there's not any secret. The way I keep them away is I go out early in the morning and look for them, you know, and feed them to the chickens is what I've always done.
Yep.
Those are ugly things, aren't they?
They sure are, especially when they get those little white wasp eggs on the back.
Oh, yeah, those are just give me the creeps.
It's nasty.
That's when you bring out the tweezers. The Googler is asking, how many potatoes do you get on an average each year?
I think a couple of 100 pounds is about the most I've ever got, but I only grow like a few rows of them because I can't do but so much with them to keep them, you know.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello. Hello.
I'm wondering, does he have any cauliflower recipes?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
Does he have any cauliflower recipes?
Do you have any cauliflower recipes? Who's calling?
Well, how about cabbage? Do you have any cabbage recipes?
Cabbage?
Yeah.
Cabbage? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cabbage.
Yeah, you cook it, put some bacon in it, salt and pepper, and then eat it. That's what you do.
Oh,
Never go wrong with that. Right?
Well, how about if you put some let me see now. What do they call it now? A pineapple.
Just do.
Doesn't it sound like her?
I think it is.
No, she's not in the room. Yeah.
Hey, Rex.
Hey, how are you? It took me a second. You got me there. I still say cook it, put some bacon grease in it, salt and pepper, and you're good to go. You're ready to go with the cabbage. Guaranteed.
No. You haven't seen my cabbage recipes or my cauliflower recipes, have you?
Send it to me on Facebook, Jane. Send it to me. I'll try it.
Send it to me.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. There's not many calories to it.
Okay, so
really, at all.
For those of you in the chat, we have the cabbage person.
Our infamous English lady.
Happens to be June Gall.
I could tell. I mean, she can't do anything with that accent. No matter what she tries. No matter what you do, dear, that accent's going to come through. That's why I'm going, who is this?
And
she keeps talking.
And she's really being sneaky tonight.
Because she's not.
Yeah.
Yep, no, I stayed out of the chat this time. I sat
exactly, because that's the first thing I did was look for you. Yeah, you're sneaky, but not sneaky enough. I heard that accent and I go, I know who and Rick was the same way. Is that June?
Okay, June.
We're so happy you called.
June, I've got your number now.
Oh, man. I'll use my husband's phone next time.
We'll still know the accent. Nice try, though.
I'll give my love to everybody in the chat. I'm kind of seeing it going by, but I'm not seeing too clearly. I'm really tired. I was awake at 6 o'clock this morning, so I'm trying to get back into getting up early again, instead of waking up at 9, doing my breathing treatments and having to wait till that settles. So by the time I really get out of bed and get moving, it's kind of lunchtime.
And there's a problem. With that.
Yeah. By the time I shuffle down the hall, I get into the kitchen and I shuffle over and I get myself a cup of tea. I turn around and it's 3 o'clock.
Yep.
So what the heck is all this?
I hear ya.
Oh, yeah.
Love you,
Yeah,
June.
so...
Yeah, June, thank you so much for making everybody's evening here.
Yeah, we love you, sweetheart.
Oh, you're so welcome. I love you guys.
Oh, we love you right back.
Take care.
You take care,
Bye.
sweetie. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, June.
Did you answer the question, how many potatoes do you get on an average each year? I don't remember.
Something like 200 pounds in most years, but that varies. It depends on the conditions and stuff.
And Jonna Finley wants to know what your favorite dish is from Red Lobster.
I did a stream from eating there.
You do stream from every restaurant you go to.
Rick, you just have to remember that you turn your phone off when you go into the men's room.
I'll try to remember that. To be honest with you, the deviled crab, and they cooked this shrimp in garlic, and oh my God, it was better than any fish, anything I've ever eaten. Both of those two were. The garlic shrimp was to die for. It was delicious, really good. But the desserts at Outback and Red Lobster makes the rest of it look like it's backing up. It's the best desserts I've ever eaten in my life anywhere. It's good.
Sweet corn. What kind of sweet corn do you grow?
Oh, I'm sorry, the phone was ringing.
I'll get it right here. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Roy in Homestead.
Well, hello. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. I figured I'd go and pick on Rick for a little bit.
Well,
feel free.
Yeah, feel free. He's just waiting on you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Pretty good.
Good to see you. Good to hear you this evening.
Well, Rick, the next time you're making some sauerkraut, or not sauerkraut, but cabbage, you got to put it on the grill with some bacon and some onion and some cheese and smoke that up, and you'll have some really good eating.
I will try that for sure.
That sounds interesting.
Sure will.
It's a really good salad. I got that from Little Mama's relations. They're from down south, and it's really good. So, but it's good to see everybody. I've been gone for a long time for work.
Good to hear you too, Roland. I hadn't talked to you in a while.
So, are you calling from work?
Oh, actually, our weather is so bad. We were having an ice storm, and they canceled work off.
Wow.
So we went from 60 below middle of last week to an ice storm.
Jeez. Ugh.
So where are you located?
Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin.
Okay.
Oh, Lordy.
So you're not ready to plant the garden next week up there then?
No, well, we got the greenhouse up, so as soon as we can do something, we're going to try it, but too early yet.
So how long have you been watching Rick?
We, I want to say almost 2 years.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, he's been around a while. And then he's got his Moonlight Music. I've been watching that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that. That's really fun.
Okay.
And actually, his Reaper peppers, because I grow Reaper peppers here as one of the first people in northern Wisconsin to actually get the Carolina Reaper to grow in this cold environment.
Cool.
They're not all that easy to grow, are they?
No, they're not. And when I saw them big bushes that you had, I'm like, I got to try that. So I got mine pretty big, but it was just growing right in the greenhouse. That's the only way to keep it warm enough.
I got
then we did
that year.
scorpion peppers, reapers, and ghost peppers is what we grew last year.
Yeah, I enjoy growing those hot peppers. I really do. I mean, people come by and they get to talking about them. We'll stand out there and talk for an hour or two just about the pepper plant, or something.
I still don't know how you got it that tall. I mean, I'm using natural compost with my chicken and the back feed method, and I couldn't get that thing yet. I got them up to about 4 feet, but I couldn't get them any farther than that.
I used chicken manure, composted chicken manure with composted wood chips, and that year I put something else on them. What was it? Eggshell, calcium something that was natural in a bag.
Did that. I put the bone meal. We used the wood chip method with the back feed method, but it was a weird summer. It was dry, and then it got really wet, and it rained for a lot of time, and I just think they got too moist or something, because they actually, parts of them got so big that they're breaking their branches off.
Wow.
And the peppers were huge, but I just couldn't get the height out of it. I couldn't get the thick stalk to hold them up.
Yeah. Mine did good that year, but the peppers weren't real big. They were like 1.5 inches long, but it was loaded with them. Loaded.
I noticed on my ghost peppers, some of them were 2.5 inches long. They got big. But the reapers, they stayed kind of small.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you get to another call, buddy. I'll sit back and watch and play in the chat room. So, two family, you guys take care.
Thank you for calling.
Rick, you take care.
Thank you, Roland. It's good to hear from you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Rick?
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Yeah, this is Cab 7.
Lordy.
Cab 7? I think I've heard of this guy before.
I have too.
Well, listen, I gotta ask you a darn question now. We're far up in the Northern Territory here in the United States, and I gotta ask Pickerick1 a question. Now, I'm talking kind of funny because I'm freezing my butt off. But listen, Rick, are you there?
I'm here, Ben.
Rick. Okay, listen, everybody. I am trying to clear the snow away from the frozen ground up here, and my spade and my shovel ain't getting through that frozen ground. Do you recommend a shovel that can get through that thick frozen ice and soil?
What kind of shovel? No, I don't know what kind of shovel is. I know that you'd have to have a Green Bay Wacky on the end of it to make it work right. It doesn't matter what kind of shovel it is. You can use any kind of shovel you want as long as you get a Green Bay Wacky on the end of it, prizing that stuff up, and everything will go smooth, Ben. I guarantee it will, every time. You watch and see. Just take my advice.
Well, now listen, Rick, I tried that damn shovel, and it didn't work. It was recommended by another homesteader. And right now, I'm in a court battle with those people because they recommended a Green Bay Wacky shovel. So, that's beside the point. But anyhow, Rick, I thought I'd just call in. I thought I'd just call and see what kind of answer you'd give me. And you know what? You gave me the answer that I was looking for there, buddy. I appreciate you. And listen to all those people out there that are listening to this show. Go ahead and subscribe to my friend, Pickerick1. You will not be disappointed. I've known him for a couple of years now, and he's, by God, one of the best gardeners I've ever seen out there.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, you bet there, Rick. And Two Family Homestead, thank you for inviting me to come in on that phone call, because you could have blocked my ass.
We didn't block it Saturday morning when you were here.
All right, I'll let you go so you can get some other calls up.
Take care,
Talk to y'all later.
All right,
bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Hey, Howie. Good evening. I never did get to answer that, but I like candy corn pretty good as my favorite sweet corn. That has got the best, sweetest taste of anything I think I've ever tasted, that candy corn does.
Oh, Homestead Paradise is asking, was it German Jones tomatoes that you mentioned earlier?
German Johnson.
German Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did know the backstory on it, but I can't quite pull that up for some reason on that heirloom, how it got started, but I can't can't remember right now for some reason.
Daryl, why don't we go ahead and do that second trivia
Okay, let me get it.
since we're running low on time?
Let me get it queued up here.
Yeah, the Googler, he likes hitting on the waitresses.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again.
I just bring them into the stream.
Yes, you
I have some
do.
rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, so you all heard Smudge. The official chat is what you see on the screen. So let everybody just kind of sit back here and think just a little bit, because you never know what the questions are going to be. I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to answer this phone call real quick, because it's hard for me to stop that. This is
Saturday morning when you were here.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, Daryl. It's Jonathan Lee.
Hello. I think your computer is turned up in the background.
Oh, no, I just turned it off.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Rick can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick, my question for you is, I know you're in North Carolina, so do you not have access to fresh seafood?
I do, but it's like 5 hours for me to the coast. So I'd have to go 5 hours. It'd take a 10-hour trip for me to go to the coast and get it and back. I'm sure there's some places around here I could look it up, but I guess I need to find my own sometimes. I have friends that
I was
bring
just
in
wondering,
oysters
I was the
once in
one
a while.
talking about the red lobster.
Yeah, I like red lobster because they bring it to you and it's all laying there and you don't have to do anything.
Well, see, if you have fresh seafood, it tastes so much better.
Yeah, I will try it. I've got friends that bring oysters in. We have an oyster, what do you call it, bake every once in a while, but
Do you like the oysters on the half shell, or do you like them Rockefeller?
I would rather have them Rockefeller, but if his situations is right, I can eat them on a half shell.
There you go. All right, that was my only question. I was wondering, because I know you're in North Carolina, and I thought, they're on the coast, and I know I'm on the coast, and seafood's pretty cheap to get.
I can get it, I'm sure, but I mean, I cook oyster stews and stuff like that around here, and I just don't get a lot of seafood for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't.
No fresh fish? Do you prefer fish from freshwater?
Flounder.
Flounder, yes, absolutely. We just had flounder the other night. We have amazing friends here in my area. I'm right on the bay, on the ocean, and we get flounder. We just got trout tonight. When they do their fishing, they always bring fish over, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I go fishing at the coast and bring them back like that, my own. But as far as going out and buying fresh seafood around here, I primarily don't do that.
Oh, and they don't have it anywhere near there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay. I know I've been in South Carolina, and it seemed more easier to get fresh seafood. But I was just wondering how it was in North Carolina.
The closer to the coast, the easier it is. You know.
Well, maybe I'll have to send you some fresh seafood to North Carolina. From the Gulf, not the Atlantic.
Oh my God. That'd be great.
Those shrimp are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right. Well, thank you. I just wanted to ask that question.
I just wanted to say we get mail here in Ohio.
Do you receive mail at your house?
Yes, absolutely.
Or is it a PO? Is it a PO box?
No, we don't have a PO box. We don't get enough mail to have a PO box.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to send Sherry and Daryl some, because I know they're nowhere near the coast.
Oh Lord, no.
No. There's a dirty creek about 50 yards away.
Yeah, can't fish in it.
And me personally, I cannot do fresh water fish. I don't like it. I've maybe because I've been raised in the South by the Gulf, the seawater. I like the salty taste.
Yeah, I agree. I like the saltwater fish, but I do like crappie.
Oh,
and some of the panfish.
Lake Erie perch.
Lake Erie perch. Yeah.
Yes.
So there are some freshwater fish that we do tolerate.
Well, like catfish?
We can eat catfish. I can eat catfish. Sherry is kind of a little squeamish around them. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the whiskers.
Probably because they're dirty fish. They're aren't they like a bottom feeder?
Yeah, they're a bottom feeder, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a bottom feeder.
Yeah.
But
so is shrimp, but shrimp from the Gulf is just amazing.
Well, and I think catfish have a pretty good filter in them.
All right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
All right. Hey, thank you for calling.
Care.
All right.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. And I apologize, but what you folks maybe don't realize is that there is a time lag between where we are here and what you guys are hearing. So I understand that, we'll get a call in sometimes and we've already gone into this. And anyway, so anytime we get a call, we try to take it. So we're back to trivia time. Rules are the same. If everybody is ready, we'll get the question going here right now. What was the date Pickerick1 channel was created? What was the date Pickerick1's channel was created?
Complete date.
You need
Month,
the complete date.
day, year.
We need the month and the day and the year. And it's a very easy thing to find. All you have to do is go to his channel and look in the About page. You can do that for every YouTube channel out there. And while you're there, you could subscribe to him if you want to.
No, Brad. Stephen.
Yep.
Brown Coat Homestead.
January 9th, 2012.
That's it.
January the 9th, 2012. And the prize for tonight, send us an email, is a car freshie from MK Lone Star Handcrafted. And just so you all know, there is a special discount code. This applies to everybody in the stream here. You get 15% off. This code is good until February the 18th, 2019. So just go to mklonestarhandcrafted.com. The shipping is free. 15% discount code. 2-family homestead rocks is what will get you that 15% discount. And we certainly thank MK Lone Star Handcrafted for what they're doing for us for the trivia time. And we certainly hope that you folks will all grab something from them. Some great homemade products, soaps, car freshies, candles, something else. There's something else. Oh, the melties. The melted
the
things.
wax. The wax melts.
Wax melts.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Homestead Paradise, thanks for stopping. Take care. Smoky Ribs Barbecue, awesome. I did mention in the group on Facebook that you said you were going to be there, so can't wait.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Now, I know that there was a couple other questions that went through and I missed them.
Yeah, so have I. So,
folks, if we haven't asked the question or not caught it, please ask it again.
Let's see if I can get it.
Rick, you and I talked a little bit earlier about. I had asked you if you had ever considered going to any of the meetups, any of the conferences and so forth, and you indicated you kind of thought about it, but just never really. I don't know. Didn't schedule the time. Didn't find the time. But you indicated that you kind of thought you might like to do something like that.
Oh yeah, I would love to go to some of those Homestead and conferences and meet and greets at some of these YouTubers and stuff. I'm probably going to try to do some of that when I can. I'm in Rockingham County, Judy, and this year I'm going to try to at least go somewhere. I love those homesteading conferences. They look so fun.
Sherry, what is the name of the one in Virginia, Homesteaders of America? Where's the town?
It's in Front Royal, Virginia.
Front Royal, Virginia.
Yeah, that's not very far. I could get there in 3 or 4 hours probably.
Yeah, that's in October.
That'll be in October. And that's a big one. That's a big one. I think you would really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's a Friday and Saturday deal.
Right here, Christy.
You know they have to be relatively close, Christy.
In fact, I got one of these opened.
Gosh, we haven't had Slim Jims in the house in forever.
Well, it's been a while.
And Daryl would buy the small boxes of Slim Jims at Sam's Club, and if our granddaughters would come over, they'd be gone by the weekend.
Yeah, granddaughters love them.
Yeah, they'd inhale those things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool, Living Miracle.
His own chartering business.
My daughter lives in Port St. Lucie, so I'm hoping that we get down there somehow before the winter. It's been 3 years since I saw her, so I'd like to get down there.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how things go here. We can leave early before we hit Mississippi, maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, I figured we'd do it after and just take the camper is what I was thinking. If we could find a decent rate for a campground.
So
Rick, are you a sports person at all? I see this hat you're wearing.
Yeah, I like the North Carolina teams and a few college teams, but I kind of don't watch it like I used to. I used to all the time. I just don't have time anymore. It's too time consuming keeping up with all the sports stuff. Just not crazy about it. It used to be, but not too much anymore. I watched that Super Bowl halftime thing yesterday.
Well, they put on quite a concert there, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
I'm just floored at the amount of money that's spent on things like that.
Yeah, that's not too far, Judy, for me. Whispering Pines, not too far. Maybe 45 minutes, an hour. I watched the halftime show, Browncoat. I didn't watch the game. I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't watch the game.
Okay. So, well, we still got, 60 people in here?
Yes.
So, folks, the phone number is on the screen. If you'd like to talk to Rick directly, please feel free to call in. And as I said earlier, we can take one call at a time. And right now, the phone is open.
You never know who you're going to get calls on this. God, tonight we had just some doozies, didn't we?
It took me a second to catch June, but I knew that voice as soon as she said.
Yeah, as soon as she started talking. And when she wouldn't say who she was, I just kept listening to that accent. It's like, I know who this is.
Yeah, we've had a couple other people kind of pull that on us here too. But I knew that the voice just wasn't fitting Grizz, so.
Rolling Homestead said, try smoking your peppers that you grow.
No way, Roland. I'm going to do that.
Do you have a smokehouse, Rick?
No, I've got a smoker that I could, just one of those metal ones that's two rack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
Pete's Little Homestead, what is the tractor you use? It is a Farmall Cub,
A Farmall Cub, yes, that's the one I use to cultivate with. Keep the weeds down. I use an 8-in Ford to turn, disc, harrow, bush hog around here with, scrape the driveway, all that on the Ford tractor, the little one for the garden, primarily.
Don't think I've ever heard of anybody having to go poop the dogs. It's a new one.
Okay, Joanna Finley, our email is just twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And that should be in the description right underneath the window here. You'll find a lot of amazing links right under the window. And something that's rolling across the screen here that we really haven't talked about is we are also Thrive Life consultants. That's rolling across the screen here. And folks, if you've never had freeze-dried, really good freeze-dried food that will last many, many, many years, you need to try some of that Thrive Life. So if you have any questions about that, you can always email us on that.
Used to ride my horse in Southern Pines.
Yeah, that's not very far from me.
Rick, how early do you start planting, and when is your typical growing season?
Generally, the second or third week in February. Some people are planting potatoes here, but I kind of wait till about March the 1st before I do anything. Plant my broccoli, cabbage, all the cold weather stuff then. Wait till about April, middle of April to get the hot weather varieties in.
We can't plant till at least Mother's Day. And even then, Mother Nature may bite us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to wait well into,
Yeah.
well, at least May.
Yeah. Well, that's when Mother's Day is, dear. I'm sorry. Have I not told you that before?
Well, I have to get a little closer. That's way too far out in the distance.
I see.
I have this term memory, and it's a short-term memory, as you well know. So just a little bit from yesterday.
Somebody mentioned earlier that they were bringing the shovel.
They were?
Did you want to use it now?
I think I've forgotten it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, Rosanna, you can't plant till June? Yeah, 2 years ago, we were getting ready, and we had all the plants, everything was ready outside, and woke up the next morning, and frost hit, and I lost everything. And there's been many a time we've gone out with blankets and covered up the plants.
Oh, I see the Googler is asking if you go by the Farmer's Almanac, Rick.
I don't go by it as far as planting because I try to plan it when I have time to do it, when the weather is great and all that. Although my grandmother and all of them believed in it, I read it and I like the Farmer's Almanac, think the world of it. I just can't force myself to do that because I never get the weather right to do it. I just plan it when I can plan it, when the weather is getting warm, same times almost every year.
Mm-hmm. I wish. Last year, our garden, the only thing that I was able to harvest last year was peppers. Yeah. Everything else the animals got or just died.
We had a few tomatoes.
Yeah, very few. The little black cherry tomatoes, those were awesome.
We had a groundhog out there that ate very well.
Yeah, we had some very fat groundhogs.
I had rain and deer get me last year.
We didn't. The first year we were here and we did the garden, deer was everywhere. And Daryl had to go out and he smoked a few groundhogs out. He tried to burn their house down, got a BB gun.
We are technically outside of town here, and legally I could shoot a gun, but we're so close to other houses.
Oh, yeah, well, I could just see the guy behind us. He has a fit when we burn in our burn barrel, and we're allowed to. His wife calls the fire department every time. I could just see us shooting a gun.
So a 22 pellet gun does pretty well.
I've used them many a time when you need to be quiet.
Lizard lady, how you doing, sweetie? Oh, now see, Carrie, something ate every pepper she had. That's the only thing that survived here last year was peppers.
Yeah, deer don't usually bother my peppers.
How about other large animals down your way? Do you have bears and things like that in the area you're in?
We do, and in fact, I was just looking it up the other day. It was a whole list of stuff that I was shocked that we had. You can still hunt, you know. What's the cats? Bobcats. They're like open season here, pretty much year round. Bear, deer, coyotes is an open season because they become almost a nuisance. So many of them here now, which was almost nothing when I moved here 30 years ago. There was no coyotes or anything around. Now they're everywhere. But I pretty much don't hunt anything. I trap everything in cages and catch it and release it somewhere else.
Well, I know you said you used to have some chickens, but something got them.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know, was that coyotes maybe, or?
No, I think that was raccoons, I think is what got them.
Raccoons?
Mm-hmm.
So
they got to be hungry to eat chickens too.
So, are you going to go back into some chickens this year?
Oh yeah, guaranteed. I had 2 roaming around up here on the front. Chicken and dumpling is what I call them.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. They come up to the door and peck on it. Hey, feed me, you know. Peck
I like that.
I don't know personally, but I've heard a number of people say that ducks are also very good and they're more aggressive. They actually protect the chickens.
Probably so. I might try that.
Is it ducks or geese?
Some sort of quack.
Guinea will. Guineas.
I know they've talked about guineas. I think it is some sort of duck because I think Jennifer has them down there in Ohio.
Well, and I'm pretty.
Hey, MG.
I'm pretty sure that Justin Rhodes has got ducks with his chicken.
Yeah, could be. See, Gary says geese.
How far is he from you, Rick, or do you know?
Where is he at?
Justin Rhodes is. All right, somebody in the chat, help me out here.
I know who you're talking about. He's a big time.
Oh yeah.
Collaborator, YouTuber.
Yep.
Googler, thanks so much for stopping in. It's always a good time having you here. Thank you.
Christy's chickens try to come in the house.
Mm-hmm. Mine do too. I can't put them in the house, but they'll try when they was here.
Asheville.
I'm probably
thank you, TJ.
2 hours from him.
That's bad.
Well, and somebody else. Is it Fundamental Home? Is it in Carolinas?
I think so.
Yeah, Fundamental Home, I think, is in Carolinas.
Quite a few of them in Carolinas.
Yeah.
Asheville's a beautiful town, right in the edge of the mountains of North Carolina. It's beautiful. They play music there, all kinds of stuff.
Well, Art and Bree is from that area. So, all right. Well, I think that for the most part, Wisconsin hasn't gotten it yet, but I think the rest of the country has had a warm streak come through it.
Yeah.
Gotten rid of the polar vortex.
Thank goodness.
Boston Mountain Homestead, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Hollisters are also in the Carolinas someplace. I don't think they're too far from Asheville.
Wasn't the Holler Homestead?
Yeah, Holler Homestead, yeah.
Well, Stephen, I know he did one last month. He did a butchering class. Yeah, Noah's it was raining here all day today, so we have. How will you take care? We have about 1/4 of the snow left, and the rest is now mud.
Good night, Howie.
Oh, Farm Fit is also there.
So you got quite a few over your general direction, probably within a couple-hour drive of your place.
Yeah, it's more than I realized. It's a lot more than it always is, though, more than I realized.
Yeah.
So, Rick, who would be your favorite YouTuber to watch?
Oh, that's a hard one right there. I don't know about to watch because I watch so many. I'm probably subscribed to 1,000 channels, and I like hundreds and hundreds of them a lot, you know. But to be honest with you, one of my favorite YouTubers, and this is because he helped me out, was Praxis55712 Ray on that channel.
Mm-hmm.
When I was first getting started YouTube, and I did a couple of videos, I think I was looking through how to create a YouTube channel or how to create a gardening channel is what I was looking at when I decided I was going to do that. And the first few I run across was a Praxis video, and I was watching his videos, and I contacted him on Facebook and said, "Hey, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel. Can you help me?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll be glad to help you." And this is what he said. He said, "You start and you make 15, 20, 30 videos. You get 30 videos under your belt and come back to me and I'll help you. And each time you make a video, try to make it a little better than you did the last one. Just keep building on it. Mm-hmm. And if I see that you're serious, I will help you. Only if you're serious about creating a YouTube channel. Try to do 1 or 2 a week. 1 a week's enough, you know." Mm-hmm. So, oh my God, that's 30 weeks from now. Are you kidding? I'll never get this done. I'm 500 now, so you know I realized that was a lot easier than I thought it was at the time. Mm-hmm. But when I got 30 videos under my belt, I called him back and I said, "Okay, I got 30 now. You want to take a look at it and see how I'm doing?" And he said, "I will when I get a chance." Well, I didn't hear nothing from him. I said, "Well, this guy with his 20,000 subscribers, he's probably no telling what now, but he won't even give me the time of day." And about 4 days later, I opened my email one morning, and all of a sudden, it was just filling up full of people subscribing. You know, I said, "Lord, he was probably 50,000 subscribers then." And he had did a video and gave me a shout out on it, and I probably got 800 subs overnight. You know, just in 2 or 3 day time, not overnight, but. And he helped me all through it for a couple of times there until I got started and supported me and encouraged me and stuff like that. And so if I had to pin one tail on one donkey, it would probably be Praxis 55712. He really helped me a lot when I was first getting started. Mm-hmm. And I've been trying to do that to other YouTubers ever since. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You know, it's pay it forward.
I'd kind of like to see if we couldn't get him to be on a Monday night show.
I just tried that the other day. I mean, literally, like last week, I was trying to put together a gardening collaboration, and he said, "I tried live streaming, Rick, but I didn't like it. I don't want to do nothing with it, live streaming."
There's quite a few that don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly videos.
Yep. And there's some of the once they get large live streams, they don't. Don't know if they do their own live streams, but they just don't want to bother with some of the others that aren't as big. We've come across that.
Mm-hmm. Sure will.
Okay. I had a feeling that's who you're asking, Joanna. Let's see. Rick, what is the price of organic jalapenos and tomatoes in your area right now?
I'm not sure exactly. The last thing that I bought was bananas. And I was shocked because this huge rack of bananas in my grocery store, and right on the corner was the organic bananas. Mm-hmm. And most of the time I'm thinking the organic's going to be like $1 or some more a pound. Mm-hmm. Well, these were 59 cents for the regular bananas and 69 cents a pound for the organic bananas. So I got organic. You know,
we found that at Aldi's a few weeks ago.
They were the same price.
They were the same price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're right. Normally the organic are much more.
Mm-hmm. So I bought a lot of bananas. I ate bananas for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we usually do also.
But the peppers, I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to look at that. I don't know.
And I don't know what it is with our area. I'm not complaining. Matter of fact, I'm even bragging a little bit. But
oh yeah,
the stores in this area for some reason, are giving away the milk and eggs. I mean, eggs are
44 cents a dozen?
Yeah, 44 cents a dozen. A gallon of milk is 99 cents, and it has been for about a year. So, like I said, I'm not complaining, but it certainly isn't that way 30 miles any direction from here, so I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, Praxis has got a wonderful gardening channel.
He does. And he's got that voice that's just a smooth, calm voice that just makes you want to like it no matter what, you know. He's just got it. Ray does.
Pure Hearts Homestead, are you going to the Shindig in April? I see that you're in Arkansas. Yeah, it is cheap. I mean, Aldi's, the milk has been 99 cents. The eggs are 42 to 44 cents a dozen, even at Walmart.
Yeah, same price
I think
at
the
Walmart.
eggs are what? The most is for 18 are 75 cents or something.
But 71 cents
Yeah.
for 18.
You can't beat it.
And the Meyer store here, too. Same way.
And Daryl drinks a lot of milk.
I think they've been doing that the whole time, Roland. I think.
I can get that for you. Yeah, we have been. Been trying to keep up with that. There.
I think my milk was $2.89.
Yes, 44 cents a dozen, 42 cents a dozen. Yeah, like I say, I'm not complaining at all. I don't know what it is, and this is not just a one-off sale. It's been that way for close to a year.
Yeah. Yeah. When we went, was it 2 weeks ago when we had the deep freeze? I think we stopped there on a Thursday. We were out and about, and we got milk, and they had no eggs. They were gone. It's like, I knew, I didn't even ask. I figured we had some in the house. Yeah, there's a lot of folks here that sell their eggs for $2.50, $3 a dozen. And for, I was going to say homegrown.
Okay, Michigan Mike is saying he's got the same price.
Yeah. Yeah, for, you know, we're not allowed chickens here. We don't have enough land. We live in like a township. We're not allowed to have chickens. So when we go to these meetups, I ask, you know, if anybody wants to barter, if they want to bring, I'll buy eggs from them.
I think I need to be shopping at Aldi's. It's not but like 25 minutes to the north.
Have you not been to an Aldi's?
Not.
Oh, there you go. Take your camera. You can do a live stream at Aldi's. Yeah.
Do tomorrow.
I like Aldi's. Yep. A box of saltine crackers is 64 cents a box, 75 cents a box.
I think it was in the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and Rick, you will find at Aldi's they have their brand, but you can tell who they're made by.
Oh yeah.
And they have a lot of organic. They've changed, and they have a lot of organic, but it's still decent prices. But yeah, we have to go out tomorrow anyway. I don't know if we're going out that far or not.
Now, I've heard people say that Trader Joe's has some good prices on stuff, but I've not found that to be the case here. We don't have one real close. It's about 50 miles away, but we have stopped there on occasion. I've not found them to be.
They're very organic. I think they're very organic, but I think they're expensive. They're expensive.
Yeah, I agree. I think they are too. So you said that you used to raise some pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Any cattle?
No, not cattle, but I didn't have enough room for cows pretty much. But we would buy one and have it slaughtered and put the meat up, you know.
Okay. Well, and I was going to kind of head down the road there. Do you do your own what do they call that when they it's butchering but they call it processing something.
I did that on the pigs, yes.
Okay, so you did all that yourself. You have all the saws and the...
I don't anymore, but that's been like 10 years. I don't have everything now, probably. But I used to do it. The last time I did it, I sprayed plastic out and did it to the kitchen floor. It was a job, but I did it.
And Rick, I want to ask, have you ever gotten into doing any of your own alcoholic beverages?
I have made some wine before because it's legal to do that. Anything else, I wouldn't dare break no law there. I couldn't do that. It'd be wrong.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about breaking law. I mean, you can have your own little microbrewery here, but
yeah, moonshine's a big deal here. It's everywhere.
Well, I guess we don't have that around here, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. It's a big deal all along North Carolina, Virginia. It's still a staple everywhere.
But you got to know people to get it or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and it's expensive too.
Well, that's kind of interesting, but not that I'm a big drinker.
Me either. Not that stuff. Mm.
That'll eat your insides out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they need some of that up in Wisconsin to keep the radiators from freezing.
Yeah, I guess.
But I've made a little blackberry wine, a couple of different kinds. I can't remember exactly what it was. Muscadine wine, we have those. I made that before.
Okay, now are these from plants on your property, or do you go out foraging into an area around you there, or?
Grows right here on the sides of the road everywhere.
Okay.
Sure does.
Judy is asking, why don't you have pigs anymore?
It just got so hard to keep doing it. I was trying to sell sausage, work, and do all that stuff, and I got up to about 18 or 20 of them. And it was just such a job that I just decided I was going to give it up. They would get out and get into neighbors' stuff as the area became more populated. I just decided that I would go buy one almost ready and kill it, make my own sausage rather than try and raise them. Now I feel like I should be raising a few of them. There's Farmer JT. Do you guys know him, 12-year-old?
Yes. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think first time I saw him was on your channel.
Mm-hmm. Hey, JT. Good night.
Great barter. I bet it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that because I know that you mentioned this to me earlier in talking. One of the crops that you grow, or one of the things that you do, is you do some companion planting.
Mm-hmm.
So can you go into that a little bit, because I know one of the plants that you were talking about you use down there probably maybe doesn't grow that well up here.
Right. And I learned that from watching a friend right over here did that one year, and I said, wow, that seemed to work pretty good. And the reason I started planting tobacco as a companion plant is because, like I said, 4 or 5 years ago, I stopped using pesticides and stuff on my tomatoes and other stuff, and the bugs were just eating them up. I would spray the Reaper spray on it to keep the deers and stuff away, but that didn't do any good for some of the other critters it's on, like white flies, aphids, and some of this other stuff that get on them. So I started deciding maybe I'm looking at this wrong. I was talking to a friend of mine over there, and he told me to start planting tobacco. So I planted tobacco at both ends of the rows, one on this corner of the garden, one back here on the other corner, kind of diagonally away from each other. And all the bugs and stuff would go to those tobacco plants because it's such a sweet smell to that tobacco. It puts off the stuff that they really, really love.
So it's not a repellent; it's actually attracts them.
Right. It attracts them to that, and they stay off of the tomatoes. And I got a video where you just mentioned that you can see that actually happening. I've used neem oil and it works good. But if I'm raising 400 tomato plants, can you imagine how much neem oil I'd have to use? I mean, it'd be a job.
Oh, I guess so.
And I do still use neem oil. It works good. It'll suffocate them, just like it says. It really does work. Emulsified in a blender where it'll spray, and it's about as good as an organic spray as you can get is neem oil. Sure is.
Okay, and I'll just mention it again because it's been a while. The phone line is open. If anybody wants to has a question or just wants to say hi to Rick, feel free to call. We don't charge you any extra here. Matter of fact, thanks to courtesy of the MK Lone Star Handcrafted.com sponsoring our trivia questions. You have a discount code which gets you 15% off until February the 18th of 2019. That goes to everybody in the chat here. So anybody that's in the chat, you'll get a 15% discount code, and that discount code is 2 Family Homestead Rocks. So feel free to use that up and go get yourself either a gift for yourself or your girlfriend or your mom or
wife,
significant other.
Pure Hearts Homestead is asking where do you get tobacco seeds? I've seen them in some of the seed catalogs.
Yeah, I've seen them in there too. I get mine from my neighbor when they're planting tobacco in their greenhouse to grow the plants from. I just sweep the floor, get them up off of the floor, literally out of dirt, pick them out of the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rick, when you grow that many tomatoes, you must have some sort of method to support them.
Yeah, I use that Florida weave.
Okay.
Put a stake about every 8 feet, go back and forth in between them, around each stake, and the sticks may fall over, but the strings, well, they won't come out of that string when you do that. They'll stay there. As long as you got your stakes in the ground. I need to switch it all to metal stakes though, like these T stakes. I've been using wood for so long, I just keep using wood because it's natural, you know.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mark plants is Virginia burley tobacco.
That's a pipe tobacco.
Does that grow real tall, Mark? That sounds interesting.
Okay, and I see that someone is asking you, Rick, do you use beneficial nematodes for backyard bugs?
Well, to be honest with you, I know exactly what you're talking about. This company sent me this stuff right here that's got the beneficial nematodes in it. I'm going to try it this year for the first time and see how it works. I'm going to pick out a couple of plants and just use them on them, isolated by themselves, and see if it makes any difference. I'm going to do an experiment with it. I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but this will be my first year trying it. And I don't know, I forgot what's in that, but what you just said is it. Beneficial nematode, yeah.
And Walter Davis is asking, is there any value to tobacco besides the bug control? I suppose you could dry it and smoke it.
Yeah, but there's so many bugs on it. If you look at that video, you won't want to touch that tobacco if you look at how many bugs is on it. It's unbelievable. And they get stuck to it. Tobacco's sticky. It's like flypaper almost. So once they get on the bottom of that leaf to get that juice, they're stuck to it and they can't leave. It's almost like I said, like a flypaper. It's got them. Tobacco. Yeah.
Tobacco.
North Carolina. That gives me away every time.
Accents are strange.
Mm-hmm.
And I know usually people in the South admire the Southern accents, and I just kind of wondered, do the Southern accents admire the people that have the New York accents and stuff? I don't know.
I do. I love different accents, and I love talking to people with different accents.
Well, Allison, and I don't know if she's still on or not, she definitely lives up in New York, Long Island, and she is going to be at the VW Family Farm shindig in Arkansas.
Oh,
and we're going to meet up with her. So yeah,
that'll be a difference.
You want an accent? You're gonna have one with somebody from Long Island. Hello, Kasumi. Tobacco, yeah. Everyone has their own way to say it.
Well, if Green Bay was in here, it'd be Green Bay Wacky Tobacco.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Rolling Homestead, you take care.
Good night, Roland. We'll get together and do something, Roland. We will.
Well, there's another New Yorker from Brooklyn.
And so he used tobacco to deworm his goats.
That'd be different. I'm not sure how they would do that, and I'm not sure I want to know, but...
Well, I would think they would just
have
feed it
to
to
eat
him.
it, yeah. Put it in the pens.
So.
Yeah, Roseanne, I'm originally from New York, so if I spend a few days back there, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay. Well, folks, it's been over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does. It sure does. But
it's been a nice evening.
It's been a wonderful evening.
Glad it worked out. We finally got you on here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
They ate it, and the worms came out dead. I'll be darned. That would do it. They tell you tobacco's not good for you.
I'd hate to be the one inspecting to make sure that it's working, though.
Chopped it up, put the tobacco in the food. In 30 minutes, they pooped worms out. Well, there you have it, folks.
Well, that's pretty quick.
Were you told to keep them refrigerated? No, I think it says keep in a 50 to 70 degree range or something like that. I knew that it was okay for me to set it right there as long as it's inside the house, that it'd be in that range, whatever it was.
Okay, and I see we have our curator of MK Lone Star Handcraft is saying that she's having a little bit of difficulty getting all the new products on our website, so be sure to check back tomorrow or maybe even the day after, and be sure to use this code, which I believe she's made it exclusive just for the folks that are in the chat here. So one more time, we'll let everybody see it again. Use the discount code 2Family Homestead Rocks. Get you 15% off. The shipping is free within the continental United States. If you're outside the continental United States, she can ship it, but there will be some extra shipping charges incurred. So you'll have to get with her on an email on that. Any other questions from anybody out there? Because I think we're gonna start shutting this down.
Yeah.
But we want everybody to have an opportunity to make sure that they get the chance to ask whatever they'd like to.
Thank you, White Picket. Vance, appreciate it.
Good for bee stings and insect bites. I'll be darned.
So, Rick, any big plans over the next couple of weeks, or?
No, not really. I'm going to start planting some seeds here. I got to do some videos on it. Grizz asked me to do some on planting peppers, I think it was. He wanted to figure out how to get germination better. He says he has a terrible time germinating peppers, so he wanted me to do some videos on it just to see how I did it. So I'm going to try and do that. and getting ready for this year's garden.
Yep. I need to figure out what I'm going to be growing this year. How long have you been homesteading, Rick?
Right here, 30 years. I didn't even know it was that when I started.
Mm-hmm.
It was just life, normal life.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you for everyone that was here tonight and is still sticking with us. Appreciate that. Tomorrow night will be Daryl's Tech Tuesday. Not even sure what the subjects are going to be. Thursday night, he has his Creator Spotlight. And you're more than welcome to come there. Germinating Peppers Bottom Heat.
And thank you guys. I see all those goodbyes and everything. Thank you guys a lot for supporting me tonight and being here. I really appreciate it. Well, especially you two family. Really thank you.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for being here. I hope, if nothing else, maybe you met a couple new friends here this evening.
I think so, for sure.
And they got a chance to meet you. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about the community here. The homesteaders are like no other. So, anything else on?
Not that I can think of.
Folks, thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful evening.
Y'all take care.
We'll see you later.
Bye, buddy.